My name is Brent Baum, and I am not only your favorite contrarian, I'm the only contrarian, and I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. And that's right, I am back on our car vlog to discuss the process and Joel Embiid's 46 point, 15 rebound, 7 assists, 7 block performance, 16 for 19 from the free throws, and 2 for 3 from the three-point line. And I said it before, well before Joel Embiid even played a game for the Sixers, I said he has a potential to be the next Hakeem Olajuwon for his simple ability of his footwork, his aggressiveness, his strength, his ability to impact the game on both ends of the floor. I've said this. I've said it. And a lot of people in Philadelphia, I know, we had this idea, well, why are we tanking? How can you tank? But see, tanking, as I mentioned before, is part of the process of being good. No pun intended. I think we overuse this whole, I guess, this phenomenon, the process. We overuse the term, the process. But that's what life is about. It's about having a process. But well, look at Embiid. Look what he did against the Lakers. He loves playing in LA. He absolutely loves playing in there. He had one of his best games against the Clippers, and then the very next game, he had his career high 46 points against the Lakers. And you just can't stop the man. You can't stop him. He has this ability to post you up. He has this ability to face up and hit a jump shot on you. He can put the ball on the floor. He has a litany of actual post moves for such a young guy. He's only, 23 years old? You can't say that about a lot of players, but he has that it factor. And the thing is, a lot of this, it's his ability to work, and that he developed the game late. I think a lot of players, they start playing when they're very young, when they're 5, 6 years old. But Embiid didn't really start picking up basketball until he was 17 years old. Until he ran into Luke Richard Bahumate and over in Congo, and he basically discouraged Joel Embiid and started to work with him because he saw the potential in this athletic freak of nature. I mean, this guy is, 7'2" now? And he can shoot threes, put the ball on the floor, and has that agility where he just runs down the court like a gazelle. I mean, this guy is just, he's on a different planet. And I think it's a great time for the Philadelphia 76ers and their fan base and the long wait of tanking games. And I think Sam Hinkie's name deserves to be in the rafters. I said it, Sam Hinkie's name needs to be in the rafters, okay? With Iverson and Dr. J and Bobby Jones, you need to retire the Sam Hinkie name. You know, he deserves to be up there, because if it weren't for him, there would be no process, as we love to say. I mean, he's truly rebuilt this whole team. And if it weren't for no process, we would have probably never discovered guys like Robert Covington. Robert Covington was a guy out of Tennessee State, undrafted. Looks like a guy who could play in the NBA, stretch 4, 6'9", can shoot the three, but he was unnoticed because he went to a smaller program, Tennessee State. And now we got him on a contract extension for over $60 million. So it all worked out. People say that the process was not planned out and that so many things went wrong with the process, with Michael Carter-Williams, with Jahlil Okafor, with the fact that Ben Simmons got hurt his rookie year, or that Joel Embiid could not even play, and that they initially wanted the first overall pick so they can get Andrew Wiggins. So you could call what you want, but all I see is that it's working. That's all I see. And recapping the actual game against the Lakers, it's just Ben Simmons and Embiid, they have such great chemistry for a tandem who hasn't even played a full year together. Okay, they do a good job of passing to each other. It's like they take turns when it comes to passing the basketball. It's not selfish type of game. And Simmons has always been a player who loves to facilitate and pass the ball. That's his style. He patterns his game after LeBron James. But the thing about it is, he doesn't care about the spotlight being on him as long as they're winning. He feeds the ball to Joel Embiid. And I love how they do a lot of high and low, cuts to the basket, pick and roll. Embiid and Simmons seem to be on the same page. And what they're doing, what the Sixers are doing is, because they know nobody can guard Embiid one-on-one or just even a double team, they're using him as their go-to run the offenses through him, and not only that, they're creating shots for other players like Covington, like JJ Redick, like Dario Saric, like TJ McConnell. And that's how you develop a championship contending team. Now the Sixers have a ways to go, but they are on that verge of being a team who's going to be dangerous for years to come. It's because they're so young and they're so talented, and everything's clicking right now. We haven't seen Markelle Fultz. We're still waiting on that brother. But he will show up at some point, hopefully. I was not the biggest Markelle Fultz advocate when the Sixers traded up to get him first overall, because as you see, there was a lot of talent they could have acquired at the third overall position, such as Jason Tatum, Josh Jackson, Dennis Smith Jr., Malik Monk, Lauri Markkanen. There was a lot of players that they could have acquired. So I'm not giving him Fultz yet. He's hurt. He was taking cortisone shots before games. Should not even been playing in the first place. So I'll wait on that. But I do think that this is on the right pace, and it's going to be an exciting year. It truly is. I do think that they can compete in the East for a playoff spot. They'll probably end up getting either the 6th seed, or I say 6 through 8. I feel like they can get. I feel like they're talented enough to do that. Even though the East is a lot better this year. You look at the surprise teams, as I mentioned earlier in one of my other vlogs. You look at the Magic. You look at the Detroit Pistons, the Bucks. Those are teams that are up and coming. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he leads the NBA in scoring, just under 31 points per game. Or excuse me, it is about 31 points per game. So the East is looking a lot better. And another thing that I do want to dive into, I want to talk about Lonzo Ball. I know a lot of people, it's like a revolving door in terms of who's on the ball bandwagon and who's off the ball bandwagon. And a lot of people, I guess they want to throw this hatred and this can't find the right adjective for it, but it's a lot of, as Lonzo Ball says, as LeVar Ball says, is you're a hater. Well, there's a lot of haters out there as it pertains to Lonzo Ball. And a lot of it is because of his dad, his bombastic personality, and how he continues to say that Lonzo is the greatest and Lonzo will be his ideal NBA player and that he will be the greatest of all time. That's his son. He's supposed to put his son over. He's supposed to say that his son is the best. And in fact, I feel like every NBA player should have that idea, or any player for that matter should have that idea that they're the best at what they do, even if they're not. You have to have that confidence, that charisma, that chutzpah to say that bravado. I think that's important to have. So I don't have a problem with the fact that Lonzo makes these comments, that LeVar makes these comments about his son. And Lonzo, he's only a rookie. See, Ben Simmons, he's not the conventional rookie. He will win Rookie of the Year, but he sat out an entire year. You still are able to learn, just being around the game, what it's like to be a professional your rookie year. Even if you're not actually physically on the court, you travel with the team, you watch the team's practices, you speak with the coaching staff, you go through film sessions, you have your time off, you figure out how to utilize your time off, because you have a good amount of time off being an NBA player. You're not forced to go to college, you're not forced to go to classes. So I get that. Simmons, clearly, he has an advantage over Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is just learning right now what it's like to play in the NBA. It's that simple. So I think we need to cut him a little slack. Yes, he's not shooting the ball well. He had 2 points against the 76ers. And it seemed like Joel Embiid really took that personally after what LeVar Ball was saying and talking all that trash. I get that. But see, I think Embiid, as he mentioned, it was just a little trash talk. He likes Lonzo. He thinks Lonzo can be a very good player in this league. He hopes that he's a good player in this league. They need Lonzo Ball to be a good player in this league. They really do. So I look at it this way. Lonzo, he's not going to be a bust. I've heard that conversation. That's blasphemous. As Mr. Stephen A. Smith would say, that's blasphemy to say that Lonzo Ball might be a bust. There's no way that he's going to be a bust. Okay? This guy already became the youngest player ever to get a triple-double in a game. Okay? 20 years old. So Lonzo's going to be fine. He just lost a little confidence with his jump shot right now, and he's learning what it takes to play in the NBA. That's an adjustment. That's a major adjustment for anybody. Anybody makes that adjustment. Some people make that adjustment faster than others. I think Lonzo's it's gonna be a little bit more of a process for him to, or to say a journey. It's a little bit more of a journey for him to get to that level that everybody expects him to be at. Because Lonzo, look at how Lonzo has all the tangibles. He's 6'7". He's a point guard. He's a great facilitator. Players want to play with him. He can play in the half-court game. He can play in the full-court game. He's a complete point guard from an offensive position. Yes, he needs to show up some things on the defensive end with his lateral quickness, but I think he has that ability to be a good defensive point guard because he's 6'7", long arms, athletic, and he's a good slasher too. He's a good slasher. I just think right now, because his jump shot is not falling, a lot of players are allowing him to shoot a jump shot, and it's just not falling for him. Maybe if he attacks the basket a little bit more, because he is 6'7", he has that advantage over smaller guards. You see what Ben Simmons is doing right now against smaller guards. He is bullying them up. And the reason why is because he's 6'10", he understands his strengths, he hides his weaknesses and his deficiencies, and he attacks the basket. He'll take that little running hook or baby hook jump shot, but that's about it. He only took 7 threes this entire year. He hasn't made one. He understands his game. That's what makes a talented player. A player who knows how to hide their weaknesses and show off their strengths. So I think Lonzo, when he was in college at UCLA, he was able to make jump shots. His shot was falling down, but that's still an adjustment. The NBA three-point line is further out at the NBA level. So it's all going to be an adjustment. I just think that we tend to overreact to the fact that Lonzo's still learning about playing the NBA. He's only a rookie. There's a very few selected rookies who make an impact right away. It's rare, okay? Like the LeBron James of the world, the Ben Simmons of the world, they're sui generis. They're one of a kind. It doesn't happen that frequently where a guy makes an impact right away. So give it time. You look at some greats like Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett. It took them some time to make an impact right away. Even Giannis Antetokounmpo. They always title him the Greek Freak, but he was not the Greek Freak when he first came into the league. He was not. Look at his stats. Michael Carter-Williams had a better rookie year than Giannis Antetokounmpo. And now Michael Carter-Williams is just struggling to get playing time with the Charlotte Hornets. So I just think that it's a little presumptuous to say that Lonzo Ball is going to be a bust. He will not be. I think he has all the tangibles to be a good player, and I think that we just need to relax and give him time. Just give him time. So that's all I have to say about that. I rest my case.